Hey everybody, welcome to Wednesday, my week 2 live video for 12 weeks of celebration. Thanks for joining me tonight. Hope everybody's doing well. Let's see, what do we got going on? Let me go ahead and refresh my computer screen so I can see who's jumping on this rainy night in Cleveland, Ohio. Started raining on my way home from work, and I'm like, oh man. And I just keep thinking, like, the temperature is so warm outside for this time of year that I'm like, all this rain that we've been getting, it could be snow. So I'm super happy that it's not. Anyways, so I hope, like I said, hope everybody's doing well tonight, and thank you for joining me. So let's see, I got 3 people on, but I can't see who they are. Let me scroll my screen. Lisa and Christine and Sandy. Lisa, what do I have to say you're welcome for? You're crazy. Okay. So, we are working from the Sale-a-Bration catalog. You can make a $50 purchase out of the mini or annual, and you can pick something for free out of this catalog. So, yeah, I'm going to choose, I chose a stamp set tonight that is a little more unusual than my typical flowers and pretties and even like cute little animals and whatnot. So we are using, it's like an Asian inspired stamp set, and it's called The Power of Hope. And I thought it was kind of fitting, even though I know it's more Japanese themed. It's Asian, and Asia, in China and Taiwan, they are celebrating their Chinese New Year's starting this weekend. So kind of in a theme, even though this is more Japanese, but that's okay. So what's unique about this is it's a bundle. So for this one, you actually have to do a $100 purchase, and you get the stamp set, and you get an embossing folder. And it's a stone 3D embossing folder. So I thought that was kind of unique. So I'm going to go ahead and get started. I'm going to put my camera down and start with the first project. Okay. So I think we're over here a little bit. Hey, Debbie. Okay. I'm already noticing that I forgot to grab something, and I don't know where it's at real quick, but that's okay. Okay. So this is the Power of Hope stamp set. It has a little geisha girl and a tree and a little Kubota and a couple of sayings, and then an Asian lantern. So I think the Asian lantern is about the only thing that we're not going to use today, but that's okay. So I'm gonna get started real quick. And this is, there are 7 stamps in there if you can't tell, but again, this comes with the embossing folder. So I'm going to start with a black card base, 8.5 by 5.5, and I'm just folding it in half. Oh my goodness, if I can fold it in half, for some reason it doesn't want to fold nice for me, so I'm going to use my bone folder and get a nice crease going. All right. And then we're just going to mount this with a, mat this with a piece of cherry cobbler cardstock. I haven't eaten dinner yet, so my hands are kind of shaky. All right. Then from last week, we used the designer series paper that you can get in the Sale-a-Bration catalog. It's called the Golden Honey Specialty Designer Series paper. And so on one side are these flowers, and on the other side are these gold foil stripes. So my piece of paper is cut to just under 4 inches, so like 3 3/8, and I did go about 2 3/4, but you don't have to go that big. So we're just going to mount this piece up here and make sure we're matted evenly around the cherry cobbler. I chose this paper because of the pattern in the flowers, and I thought it kind of coordinated a tiny bit with the stamp set. I'm envisioning that, because I guess I'm envisioning like the stripes in her parasol. So I'm gonna take some cherry cobbler blends, and we're gonna add some coordinating color to the flowers. And I'm going to go in with my dark cherry cobbler. I'm just going to give this some outline. And then I'm going to take my light cherry cobbler and I'm going to blend that in. See if I can get them. Oh, my marker's all smashed. Need to get a new one. All right, doesn't make too much. The image is kind of small, so I think I'm just going to fill them in all with the dark cherry cobbler. And I don't think I'm going to do all the flowers. I think I'm going to leave some of them white. If we put too much on, it might kind of take away from it. I'll do this little guy here. I'll do this one in the corner. Let's see. And we'll do this up here. All right, I'm good with that. Just a little splash of color with my alcohol markers. So we're going to go ahead and so you always want to use paper to protect your surface, because the alcohol markers bleed through. So here's on my scrap paper, so it bled through, which means I'm getting good saturation with my markers. Alrighty. Put this on. Okay. Then I have a couple of pieces of paper here. If you really want to know the measurements, I see my ruler. I'll have to go to a different ruler. So this one here is 3 inches by 1.5, and this is 1 inch by 2 inches. And we're going to grab our black Memento ink. And I have to be careful. I have a brand fresh new Memento. I'm so excited. I love when they're fresh. But they're super juicy. So I don't want to squash my stamp in it. Just nice light taps. Get some coverage. And we're going to stamp our words on here. It says, today is a day for new beginnings. I like that. It should be my motto. And then we're going to stamp the geisha girl. Okay. I love the simplicity of that stamp. So I was going to color her in originally, but with everything going on in the background of my card, I'm just going to leave her black and white like that. And we're going to just add some adhesive on the back of here. So like I said, this is kind of a unique stamp set. It's not going to be for everybody, but oops, my paper just fell. In reality, I really wanted that stone embossing folder. And I thought, you know, that Asian stamp set is kind of cute. So, all right, let's see. Where do we want that? I think I want her over here. And I think I'm going to put that one right like that. And I believe I'm going to put them on with dimensionals. Okay. All right, and then I know I've shown this trick before, and I see that other demonstrators are doing it too. Using your pick tool to pick off, oh, of course it's not going to work for me. Huh. There we go. I'm using my pick tool, and it's picking off the backing of my dimensionals. Oh, I got to go back and get those. There. It makes it so much easier. And it doesn't matter if you're piercing into the dimensional. Oops. Piercing into the dimensional. It's not going to make any difference. So I think I'm going to stick her down first. And put our little words up here. I just thought this was kind of cute just for a little words of encouragement. So there is our first card. All right, card number 1 is done. Card number 1, yay. All right, let me see what we got going on. I see there's some comments going here. Yeah, you shouldn't have skipped dinner. I know, but I had to get my nails done. So I had to get my nails done, and then I had to hurry up and come and make sure I'm all set up to go. And I did pick up some soup. Hey, Carolyn, how are you? So yeah, my nail girl. What is it called, Christine? I always say it wrong. I think it's Sweet 46. It's in Northfield on 82. She does a really cool job. She came out with a new machine. So she was excited that I was coming in today. Instead of normally she puts like a cotton ball or a cotton pad on here and wraps it with foil, and I have to sit there. This is a machine, and I put my fingers in it, and it like steams off the acrylic. It was really cool. She was excited to to have me coming in, because she's like, my appointments all day were like regular polish changes and pedicures. So I just thought she was happy to see me when I came in. Here she wanted to play with a new toy. But you know, us stampers, we can relate to that. You know, we're excited. We get excited when we get new toys, and we want to play with them. Okay. So this one is a little bit of an abstract thought on my part. So bear with me. I'm not quite sure that it came out what was being envisioned in my little head. All right. So, oh, I know. I'm going to put my Big Shot up here, and we're going to use this stone embossing folder, and we're going to run the copper foil through. Let's see. I want it to push through. I'm going to make sure I got the raised. Okay, that's the raised part, so it's going to push up. Yeah, I think I want it that way. This is raised. So the detail is going to be pointed up. Oh, I found what I thought I couldn't find. So this is our 3D embossing folder for the new Stampin' Up! 3D embossing folders. Seriously, guys, that plate makes a world of difference. All you need is that plate and your base platform, and it embosses super nice. So let me get some of this stuff up here so I can put my big shot up here. All right, so here's my base plate. And let me make sure you can see that. Here's my base plate. And then I'm going to put the embossing folder with my paper in it. Okay. And I'm just going to put the 3D embossing plate on top, and we're going to run that through. Okay, let me get this on the floor. All right. Sorry about that. Oh my goodness, you guys, that's the very, very first time I'm using this embossing folder. That is so cool. Very cool. Love it. Love it, love it, love it. All right, so we are going, I think I'm gonna use glue just because it's thicker paper. And we're going to put some glue on the back. So the 3D embossing folder on the new 3D Stampin' Up! Embossing folders, I'm sorry, let me start that again. The 3D embossing plate, the blue plate, it helps get all this detail, and it helps you get like even detail all over. When you are using the new 3D embossing folders. So we're just gonna mount this on here. Okay. This is the copper foil paper. Okay. All right. Here's the abstract part of my card. So I have a small piece of Whisper White. It measures 3 inches by 4 1/4. And I have 3 ink colors. I have Smoky Slate, Pear Pizzazz, and then Old Olive. So Old Olive is a little bit deeper of a color. So here's Pear Pizzazz and Old Olive. I'm going to take the tree image from the stamp set. I'm going to go into my Smoky Slate, and I'm going to just stamp trees randomly on my Whisper White. Okay? And then I'm just going to kind of pounce down here a little bit. Just at the very bottom, I'm just going to give it a couple of pounces. Okay? Hey, Erica, how are you? It's my sister. My sister. All right, gonna clean my stamp off with my little chamois. Now I'm gonna go to, what do I want to do first? I am gonna do my Pear Pizzazz next. So I'm gonna ink up my Pear Pizzazz, and then I'm just gonna randomly stamp that on here. Give a little corner over here, and I'm going to do one more tree here. Oops. And then again, I'm just going to pounce that very edge. I'm just pouncing off the excess ink, but on the very edge of my paper. Cleaning my stamp again with my chamois. And get this out of the way so I don't stick my hand in it. I better close the gray so I don't stick my hand in it. All right. And now we're doing Old Olive. Old Olive is even just a little bit deeper, a little bit richer. Let's see here. Yeah. I think what I'm going to do with the Old Olive is I'm going to stamp off, and then I'm going to stamp on. I'm going to stamp off, stamp on. Like I said, it's a total abstract card. It was just something that was kind of sitting in my head. Just something different. Okay, so I'm good with that. Clean off my stamp one more time. And then we're going to bring in some black memento. Again, this is brand new, so I'm not going to squash it. I'm just going to give some nice taps. And I'm going to add a tree right here. I'm going to add one here. I'll put another one right there. Okay. And then I'm going to get my words. It says, hope is the power that makes all things possible. And we're just going to stamp that right on here. Okay. And we're going to mount that. Make sure it's dry. We're going to mount it on a piece of basic black. So this is my abstract card. I keep saying that, I think. But I like it. I like it. And I like how the Pear Pizzazz card base kind of pulls in from the greens. Love your detail, even your detail. What? Big shot. Erica, love your face. You and that love your face. Oh my goodness. All right. So yeah, I'm going to put this on because this is like bumpy. I could use liquid glue, but I think I want this to stand out a little bit. So we're going to put some dimensionals on it. Okay. Use my pick tool again. Pick tool. Get off the backings. Oh, did I not get that one? Come on, backing. Works better when I pull it towards me. So I just kind of like getting it, like poking a little hole and like just grabbing it and pulling it towards me. But we could go with the old tried and true way where I like stick my fingernail in it and it kind of creases it, and then I can I'm just flicking them off. That works well too. Okay. You know, I'm all about the little tips and tricks to make things faster for all of us. I actually really like how that came out. Okay. I do. I like how that came out. That embossing folder is thebomb.com. All right. Thanks, Christine. Yes. Sweet 46. Studio 46. Oh my gosh. It's terrible. I mean, I've only been going there for how long? So this is card number 2. All right. One more, ladies. And so we're going to do a little sponging. So we're going to start with a piece of Whisper White. And this is 4 1/8 by 5 3/8. So when we put it on our card base of So Saffron, it's just going to be a little border. I'm into these little skinny borders lately. I've been doing them for a while and I really like it, especially when I'm doing multiple layers. This isn't a multiple layer, but I still wanted a skinny border. All right, so I'm going to take my So Saffron ink, and I still have a couple of old stamp pads here. All right, and I'm going to ink up with a sponge in the So Saffron, and I'm just going to start sponging. Now, I'm not doing how I typically tell you guys to, like, in order to get no edges or lines or blotches, I normally tell you to start off your paper and swirl your way in. This one, I'm attacking it. I'm going right to the paper. I'm okay with having the lines and the harshness, and you'll see why. Okay, let's see. All right, I can always add more. So that's our So Saffron. I think we're going to come in with some crushed curry next. So it's just a little more, it's a little bit deeper. It has a tiny, tiny orange undertone to it. We're going to just add a little bit of that in there. And I'm not doing a solid. I'm not totally covering my paper. Okay. A little bit of that was crushed curry. I think I'm going to come in next with some soft suede. and another sponge. So normally what I do, I haven't done it for the first two yet. I'll have to do that. I take a label punch, one of our label punches, and I actually punch out a piece of paper and fold it in half, and I staple it onto my sponge. So, and it gives me something nice to hold onto, because sometimes the ink will really start sopping through the sponge and you'll get it all over your fingers. So just a tip, just use one of your punches. All right, so this is soft suede, and let's see, am I gonna want, I think I'm actually going to want it this way. This happened to my last card. When I started it with this way, I ended up turning it around. All right, we're going to start adding some darkness here. And I'm going to I'm kind of going with the edge a little bit. I'll rub some down here. Okay, this one I'm kind of swirling in a little bit. Swirl, swirl. Okay. Let's see. Okay. And lastly, we're going to bring in some crumb cake. And we're just going to add a little bit of more detail. I'm going to wipe some of that off, and I'm just going to kind of bring a little bit more darkness up here. Apparently I'm going to put in some little swishes. Okay. All right, let's see. All right, the last one is we're going to go back to our black memento. And let me close these up. Okay. Let me grab my sponge. And we're going to grab our black memento stamp pad. And I'm going to edge all the way around my card. So I'm going to dab this in the ink. And I'm just going to take my sponge. And I can control, if I go straight up and down, I'm going to get a thin amount of black. But I want it a little bit deeper into my card. So I'm going to tilt my sponge in just a little bit. So you can control how thick or how thin you edge the border of your card. So we're just going to run this all the way around. This is actually an old scrapbooking technique that I learned, oh my goodness, years ago. Probably like about 18 years ago. This is how you, because you don't want your scrapbooks to be too thick that you can't close the book or the pages rip. So you we call this chalking or edging the edge of your cardstock so that it looks like it's double matted when it's not. So I could have cut this down a little bit and added a piece of black cardstock behind it to make it look like it was, you know, to get the double matting. But I didn't want that for a couple of reasons. I wanted this kind of wispy edge to this card. And I didn't want that perfect, and it saves on paper. So this is a good alternative. You can always mask your the edge of your paper off and ink it that way, and you can get a straight edging. Just add just a little more to the wisps. All right. So I've kind of what I've done is kind of made like a little landscape. As you can see, I put more of the soft suede and crumb cake down here, so that's more of reminiscent of some hills in the background. And what we're going to do is we are going to stamp our geisha girl in the corner. Let's see, okay. I'm going to stamp her over here, and I'm stamped down a little bit to make it look like she's standing off side of the card. Yep, perfect. And let's see, I think I want this stamp, this word here, words here, power is, hope is the power that makes all things possible. All right, I'm thinking about putting some of this hemp twine on it. It's called braided linen trim. And I haven't decided if I want it to go across the top with a little knot on there. I think we're going to do that. I think we're going to put it across the top. So I'm going to bring my words down just a little bit. Okay. And then, let's see. I have a little baby sample. What happened to my baby sample? Oh, there it is. Oh, look. I pressed too hard, you guys. And the words, too much ink is on there. I'm almost, oh no, I don't want the trees. I want the pagoda. I haven't used the pagoda yet. And I think I want just like a little, I'm going to put a little pagoda over here. I'm trying to decide if I want to stamp off or just keep it black. I think I'm going to keep it black. If I stamp off, it you know, makes it lighter. I think we're just going to go full force right on with the black. But we're not going to stamp the whole thing. We're just going to stamp off the edge. And I'm good. I think right there. Yeah, I'm okay with that. Makes it look like it's on the side. All right. All right, so what do you guys think of this stamp set? Linda Barkus, chalk. I chalk when I do paper piercings to give the added... Linda Barkus, I miss your paper piercing. You know what? Oh, I just stepped on my big shot. I have, if I were given another 30 seconds right on my desk, I have something that you made me. Linda Barkus, Linda Barkus. But I know you're happy. You're by your daughter. Oh, here it is. Here it is. Here it is. Here it is. You ready for this, Linda? Are you ready? Are you ready? Are you ready? Here is your bears roasting the marshmallows. Do you remember this? I still have these because I have not made my scrapbook pages yet. This is for me and my girlfriend. We used to go camping. We would do random things. We would go camping in a tent. We would rent a little cabin that, like, you know, it was just shelter. There was like no heat or anything. And so I have these really cute pictures of us camping, and Linda Barkus made these for me. But she's talking about all the little chalking on the marshmallows and in the little faces. So, and around the stone. So that's chalking or edging. It's around the little logs. Okay. That's my little reminiscence for you. Okay. Back to the card. Let's see. I don't know if this really adds all that much to the card. I'm going to add it. I can always take it back off later. So we're going to add it because that was my original intention. All right. Okay. I love the bears. I know, weren't they cute? Oh my goodness. Yeah, she used to come to my scrapbooking crops before she moved out of state, and oh, some of the stuff that she would do, people were lining up. She would come, and I think that's all you ever did eventually at the crops was make those little paper piecing and chalk all that stuff, because everybody just, they're so gorgeous. She would sit there and make them for everybody. Of course, you would sell them, but you know. We're just going to put just a little tiny little knot at the top. We're going to call it a friendship knot. How's that? All right. And because we edged, I was thinking about putting this on black paper, but that's why I did the black edging. So we're going to put it on our card like so. Get my snail adhesive. Tape runner, whatever you want to call it, Tombow. We're going to put lots on it. All right. I'm going to just bring it into me a little bit so I can get it lined up. There we go. All right. And that is card number 3. So we did pretty good. What time is it? 9:07. Yeah, we did pretty good. So 3 very different cards, all from the stamp set called Power of Hope, which you can earn free with the embossing folder that I just dropped on the floor. So I can't, oh no, here it is. I thought I dropped it on the floor. I just dropped the embossing plate. With the stone embossing plate. So you do have to make a $100 purchase, but you get both of these items for free. And yeah, I hope you guys liked my my abstract card. It was just a little bit different. I think my favorite though is, for me personally, well, I do like this one, but I think this one here is my favorite. So all right, ladies, thank you so much for joining me, and I will be back next Wednesday at 8:30 for week number 3 of my 12 weeks of celebration. And don't forget, you can shop at stampwithlisabrown.stampinup.net. You can also catch the link on my Facebook page, and you can also catch the link to my shop on my blog, which is creativecardcloset.com. Thanks again, and have a great night. Bye.